Good afternoon. Am I audible to you? Can you hear me, Sanjeev? Am I audible to you? Okay, fine. We will wait for 2 3 minutes. Let more learners join, then we will start. Good afternoon. Am I audible to you? Can you hear me? Palak? Okay, fine. Today we will be talking about Unit 9 and further to it. Unit 9 is Business Opportunities Search. The process of starting a new event company involves more than just problem solving in a typical managerial position. An entrepreneur must find, evaluate, and develop an opportunity by overcoming the forces that resist the creation of something new. This process involves four distinct phases. The first one is identification and evaluation of the opportunity. Second one is development of the business plan. Third one is financial management of the company. The fourth one is the operational management of the company. Although these phases proceed one each other, no one stage is dealt in isolation or is complete before the other phase. They run seamlessly and in conjunction with each other. Intellectual property, that is IP, is an original creation or idea for which exclusive legal rights are recognized. Some example of original creation could be novel concept for the event. It can be a logo, it can be a name, symbol, design, etc. The event company may partially or wholly own the IP. For example, the International Film Awards (IFA), Mirchi Music Awards, event shows organized by the Kingdom of Dream in Gurgaon, etc. are some of the examples of IP. Then comes your managed events, which includes corporate or personal events administered by the event company, which owns the IP of the event, if they have any. These include social events like festivals, weddings, birthday parties, etc. And MICs, that is meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. Brand launches, dealers meet, and audition management for TV shows such as dance, music, or comedy committee. Activation. Activation are events organized by a company to promote or to sell its product or services. These activities are typically small scale and carried out at multiple locations simultaneously. Local customization according to customer segmentation and cultural habits are the key considerations while organizing activations. We have digital era right now. We will be talking about digital events. Digital event is that event which brings an audience together where some or all of the attendees are not physically present in the same location but are connected in a common digital environment. Digital events are increasing due to increasing internet penetration and mobile smartphone penetration, making people capable of digital interaction. Advertisers are also able to look at rural market for their digital activations. Digital is used to market events, sell tickets, enable registration, obtain feedback, and continue to engage the community after the event and demonstrate ROI, that is return on investment to clients. Scanning the potential of Indian event management industry. India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Various industries have contributed to their growth, and the event industry is one of them. In the last decade or so, this industry has paved its ways to reach new heights and has become a multi-crore industry. If we go back in 1900s, it witnessed a steep rise in the graph of the event industry. The industry spent approximately 20 crores per annual of event. The this growth further accelerated in early 2000. According to Ernst and Young and EMA, that is Event and Entertainment Management Association, the organized events and activation sector in India witnessed over 20% annual growth, estimated at around 2,800 crores in the year 2011 and 12. See the growth. The growth of the industry is expected to take a size of around 10,000 crores by 2021, 22, and beyond that. That it's increasing. Factors that make the event sector in India a profitable business to us for entrepreneurs are ability to get things done under any circumstance, ideation and creativity, efficient cost base and efficiency, suitable vendor based production, ability to create intellectual property and earn from it over the time, resource pool, reputation of transparency and credibility, digital integration. You can understand that we Indians are capable of handling any adverse or diverse condition when we are working for them. These are the things which have to be tackled. These are the things which an entrepreneur should keep in the mind. To get a head start in the industry, one must emphasize on developing the following skills and domain knowledge. That is entrepreneurial skills. Professional skills such as management and organizational skills because you will be dealing with n number of people, clients simultaneously. Understanding of financial and risk management, marketing and promotions, technical knowledge and specialized skills in specific areas of event management such as catering and decor. Understanding of the media industry and subsequent networking with media and public relations, that is PR agencies. Understanding of law and licenses. What are opportunity assessment processes? Here are some of the advantages of shortlisting essential services for the company. It is easier for consumers to find your event company if it aligns with their requirements. For example, if your event company specializes in MICE for academic institutions, a client interested in organizing a seminar is more likely to contact your company instead of a general event plan. See the difference. The entrepreneur will spend less time, resources, and effort to familiarize self with the element of the selected services and create his or her business network. Third one is to control the expenses in the startup. Only relevant resources and supplies should be purchased or arranged. For example, if you specialize in kitty parties or birthdays, you may not purchase technology or softwares that are used in large scale events. जिसे हम कहते हैं जिस चीज की जरूरत है आप उसी को परचेज करेंगे थ्योरी ये बहुत कुछ होता है बट जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जिस कंपनी में और जिस कंपनी के लिए जिस कंपनी में और जिस कंपनी के लिए आप काम कर रहे हैं तो जो आपकी एक्सपर्टाइज है आप उसी के अंदर चीजें परचेज करेंगे और उससे रिलेटेड चीजें ही अपने पास रखेंगे ग्रैब करेंगे एक्वायर करेंगे. We have to find the answers to the above question, assess the business potential of the shortlisted services on the following parameters. Required investment for capital purchases like technology, stage material, logistics, etc. Competitive threats and risk. Life expectancy of events. Pricing of event as compared to demand for statues and supplies in the market. Profitability and the willingness to initially compromise profits for growth. Market growth, that is, overall and within specific categories. Seasonality and cultural trend. Market research to ascertain the viability of an event company, we should have five things in mind. That is redesign of product or services. Second one, redifferentiation of product or services. Third one, reconfirming of the market. Fourth one, resegmentation of the market. The fifth one is development of breakthrough competencies. Target market. किसको target है? Target market or audience includes clients who are interested in hiring the services of an event management company. It is essential to initially identify the target audience, their location, requirements, and expectation so that the entrepreneur can direct the marketing towards them. Else, there will be not be enough client to avail services offered by the company. To examine the target market, the entrepreneur should consider the following factors. The first one is changing socio-economic pattern. Second one, increasing disposable income and the large youth population in India. Who will be the decision maker for spends in the coming decades? As you people have joined university for learning something about initially something about event management. You will be after completing your education from here and doing further education. So you will be mastering the subject and you will be following event management company. You will be either working for a event management company or you will be owning your own event management company. It is what depends upon you and your success. Technology advancements such as internet penetration, internet usage on mobiles, increase awareness of global trends in fashion, science, lifestyle, and other aspirational categories. It motives basically of audiences to attend events, social, organizational, or personal. Then comes your competitor analysis भाई आप अगर किसी एक फील्ड में हैं किसी एक स्पेशलाइजेशन में हैं तो आपके कंपटीटर भी तो आपके साथ होंगे तो आपको उनको भी तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा देखना पड़ेगा समझना पड़ेगा competitor analysis involves finding complete information about the competitor. This information should include basic information about other event companies and their owners, employee base, that is number of employees, client base, number of clients, कौन-कौन से client हैं, market value, the reputation in the market share, the business acquired by them in the market, annual turnover, and number of events organized by them in a year. भाई अगर आपका किसी के साथ कंपटीशन ही नहीं है तो आपकी ग्रोथ कैसे आपका कंपटीटर तो चाहिए और जो आपका कंपटीटर है मार्केट में उसको जब तक आप स्टडी पूरा नहीं करेंगे तब तक आप हाउ यू आर गोइंग टू सर्वाइव द इवेंट रिपोर्ट यूजुअली कैप्चर्स द डिटेल्स ऑफ सिटिंग एंड लाइट अरेंजमेंट promotional material used, blueprint of the whole venue, programs and food menu, contact details of sponsors, partners, clients, service providers like DJs, anchors, makeup artists, performers, photographers, videographers, decorators, florists, caterer, technician, etc. It is advisable to use this information to create the business plan of the proposed company. Financial assessment. So we cannot leave this component because without finance, nothing can be planned or executed. Financial assessment seeks to ascertain whether the proposed event company is financially viable or not. The company should be able to make a profit while managing overhead expenses. Failure to appropriately assess the finances can lead to the company's failure. The aspect which have to be looked into while conducting a financial appraisal are as number one, investment outlay and cost of project. Second one, what are the means of financing? Third one, projected profits. Fourth one, overhead expenses, that is fixed and variable costs. break-even point, cash flow of the project, investment worthiness assessed on various criteria, and projected financial position. Then comes your legal assessment. Legal assessment is the analysis of the legal environment, both local and national. Society law and regulation provides a framework within which its citizens can and cannot do certain things. Right? For everything there is a law. कोई किसी का मटेरियल चोरी नहीं कर सकता, कोई किसी की नॉलेज चोरी नहीं कर सकता. एज फार एज मटेरियल इज कंसर्न, कि हर चीज का कोई ना कोई कॉपीराइट होता है. We have to bound by legal things also. Even playing a music comes under the law. Legal issues faced by entrepreneurs while starting an EMC includes determine the legal ownership of the business. Number two, record keeping for tax purposes. Third one is conduct lease and financing negotiation. Fourth one, prepare legal contracts and agreements. And file for patents, trademarks and copyright protection. अगर कोई चीज आपकी खुद की जनरेट की हुई किसी भी फॉर्म और आप उसके लीगल ओनर हैं तो आप उसको लीगलाइज करवाइए, ट्रेडमार्क करवाइए. अगर वो पेटेंट है आपका तो पेटेंट करवाइए. तो दैट मीन्स nobody should take it without having a permission from you. Ecological assessment. In recent years, environment concerns have assumed importance. Ecology implies the relationship between living things, that is the human being, flora, fauna, animals, insects, etc., with elements that support these living beings, that is the earth, water, air. Ecological analysis is particularly conducted for projects that have significant implication of the environment. The key questions raised in the ecological analysis are: what is the likely damage caused by the event project to the environment? Second one, what is the cost of the restoration measures required to ensure that the damage to the environment is within the acceptable limit? Now comes your type and structure of business organizations. What are the different types of, because we are talking about the management. So here in this paper, you should have an base, basic plus some elemental knowledge of the different structures and positions of the organization. Various types and structure of business organizations are what we are going to discuss right now. First one is the sole proprietorship. That means you are the sole owner of that company. A single person is the owner of such a unit. The vast majority of new business setups start up in India every year are sole proprietorship. As a sole proprietorship, there is no distinction between you and your business. It is one of the assets, just like your house or a car. आपका business है, आप खुद कर रहे हैं, आप करवा रहे हैं. That means you are the whole soul in charge of it. Next comes a partnership. That means I become your partner. That means in terms of this, a partnership firm is an association of minimum two and maximum 20%. Third one is corporation or limited company. It can either be a private limited or a public limited company. A private limited company can be formed in association with minimum 2 and maximum 50 persons. A public limited company can be formed with minimum of 7 persons and may extend up to unlimited persons. Fourth one is cooperative. It is owned and controlled by people working in it. And the fifth one is franchise. This is between entrepreneur and the employer. It is a system of distribution that enables the supplier, that is the franchisor, to arrange for a dealer, that is the franchisee, to handle a particular service and under certain mutually agreed conditions. आपने बहुत सारे ऐसे आउटलेट देखे होंगे जो आपकी लोकेलिटी में भी हैं, जहाँ आप घूमने जाते हैं आपको वहाँ भी मिलती है, जहाँ मैं रहता हूँ वहाँ पर भी वो है। तो एक आदमी ने ये सब कैसे किया? उसने क्या किया भाई? उसकी लायबिलिटी कम हो रही है, उसने क्या किया? अपना नाम बेचना शुरू किया। उसने कहा कि भाई मैं इस टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन के ऊपर, आप काम करिए, प्रोडक्ट मेरा है, नाम मेरा है, आपसे बेचिए। दैट इज फ्रेंचाइज। सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप एंड पार्टनरशिप, इन दो चीजों के फायदे भी हैं और नुकसान भी हैं। भाई अगर हम फायदे की बात करें तो आपका सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप में ओनरशिप रिक्वायरमेंट, तो आप खुद के ओनर हैं, ओन ओनर। इसमें एडवांटेज क्या है? लो स्टार्टअप कॉस्ट, फ्रीडम फ्रॉम मोस्ट रेगुलेशन, ओनर हैज डायरेक्ट कंट्रोल, all profits go to the owner, easy to go out of the business if necessary। जब चाहा बिजनेस छोड़ दिया आपने, क्योंकि आपकी कोई जवाबदारी नहीं है इसमें, आप खुद के मालिक हैं। सेकंड कम्स योर नो पब्लिक डिस्क्लोजर ऑफ द कंपनीज अफेयर। अब इसके फायदे हैं तो जाहिर सी बात है इसके नुकसान भी होंगे सोल प्रोप्राइटरशिप के। तो इसमें डिसएडवांटेज क्या है? अनलिमिटेड पर्सनल लायबिलिटी, पर्सनल फाइनेंसेस एट रिस्क, मिस आउट ऑफ ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ बिजनेस टैक्स डिडक्शन। कुछ सेविंग बचेगा कुछ नहीं, जो कुछ आपने किया है उसको आपको पे करना पड़ेगा। टोटल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आपकी है। मे बी डिफिकल्ट टू रेज फाइनेंस, अकेला आदमी एक लेवल तक तो पैसा लगा सकता है, और एक्सपेंड करने के लिए कुछ पैसा चाहिए, तो ये इसकी लिमिटेशन। नो कैन बी, इट कैन बी नो, एंड एंटरप्रेन्योर हैज टू बी फ्लेक्सिबल। कितने फ्लेक्सिबल हो जाओगे बिजनेस। अब नेक्स्ट टर्म आया पार्टनरशिप। नाउ यू हैव अ पार्टनरशिप। और पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म कैसे बनती है? मिनिमम 2, मैक्सिमम 20 मेंबर्स। अब इसके एडवांटेज क्या है? इजी टू फॉर्म, कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री स्किल्स ऑफ ईच पार्टनर्स, पूल्ड रिसोर्सेस, भाई कुछ आपने अरेंज किया, कुछ मैंने अरेंज किया। समवॉट इजियर टू असेस फाइनेंसिंग, पैसों के लिए कभी जरूरत, फाइनेंस मीन्स पैसा, पैसों की कभी जरूरत पड़ रही तो दे के बाद में उसकी एडजस्टमेंट हो जाएगी। सम टैक्स बेनिफिट्स, क्योंकि प्राइवेट लिमिटेड पार्टनरशिप की फॉर्म में, ग्रेटर कॉन्फिडेंस बिकॉज ऑफ शेयर्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। इसके डिसएडवांटेज, अनलिमिटेड पर्सनल divided authority and decisions, potential for conflict, अगला हो सकता है, continuity to transfer ownership, partners mistakes can be disastrous, and entrepreneur becomes liable for the partner's debt in the business। Now comes the most important thing in any part, and we are into event management, that comes SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is, as the word said, SWOT. S is for strengths, W is for weakness, O is for opportunities, and T is for the threats। मैनेजमेंट का सबसे बड़ा एक टूल है, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and this is applicable everywhere in every manner। This SWOT analysis helps the organization achieve its goals effectively and efficiently। The company is also able to maintain edge over its competitors by improving its performance। SWOT analysis can also be used to evaluate the events organized for better performance in future। Now think, how will we do that? What is meant by strengths? These are internal attributes of the company or the project. They are helpful in achieving the objectives of the company. You may use the following questions to identify the strength of the company. First one, what are the key strengths of my organization? How is my organization better than others? And what are others likely to view as? This is applicable to you even also, not for the organization, but for everyone. Weakness. Everyone has some or the other weakness. Weaknesses are the shortcomings we talk in terms of the company, which may negatively affect the performance. Weakness can also be identified by assessing the strength of the competitors. You may use the following questions to identify weaknesses of your company. What aspect of my organizations need improvement? What should I avoid? What are likely what are others likely to see as weak? Third part comes opportunities. Opportunities are well defined as a set of favorable circumstances that makes it possible to do something. These factors are external to the organization. You may use the following questions to identify opportunities available to the company. What are the opportunities available to the company? What trends could be of advantage? And the third one is how can strengths be converted into opportunity? Fourth part is threats. Change in the external environment, that is, change in economy or market trend, or any unfavorable situation can pose threat to the company. Determine all present and possible threats to the event company using the following questions. What threat should harm the company? What is the competitors doing? And the third one, what threats is the company exposed to because of its weaknesses? Now you can see that all the four things are applicable to the company, and it is a tool how to become better than your competitor. Conducting SWOT analysis, that time we will see how there are four sections. As I told you, what time recording is not available. Now we will see how these are applicable in EMC. As far as your strengths are concerned, experienced event team, specialized functional team members, good market share and reputation. These are the strengths of a company. Geographic coverage, good logistic capabilities, price competitiveness, high motivational level, excellent market research and consumers, research capabilities, and good PR contacts. These may be strengths of a company. Now we move to weaknesses. It can, but they may be lack of corporate contacts, poor financial and operational management, bad positioning, trying to operate in multiple focus areas, lack of experienced team, frequent attributions, and sourcing of funds is not strong. This is the weakness. Then comes your opportunities. Low competition, favorable income condition, economic condition, support from the local authorities, existing client base, and customer demand for area in which you specialize. The fourth part, that is the threat, poor infrastructure, irregular supply of raw material, tax liability on entertainment, legal environment not supporting, better funded, and stronger competition getting into your domain. Now, after conducting this SWOT analysis, you have seen different conditions, how market conduct, competitors, product service research, and SWOT analysis. Document the research work. The analysis report will form the basis for the business plan of the company, and you can subsequently obtain financial support. Now we move to Unit 10, that is a part of establishing an event management company. This fourth has three units in it, that is business plan preparation, because just now you have done SWOT analysis. After SWOT analysis, only the business plan preparation will be done. And next unit is managing an event management company. And the unit 12 is related to financial management. So starting with how to make a business plan or what is a business plan. क्योंकि आपने अभी अभी SWOT एनालिसिस किया है, स्ट्रेंथ वीकनेस अपॉर्चुनिटीज और थ्रेट्स आपने कर लिया, उसके बाद आपको बिजनेस प्लान की जनरेट करना। व्हाट इज बिजनेस प्लान? A business plan is a comprehensive written document that defines the goal of the business and outlines the methods of achieving them. It can be said that it is a roadmap. Since it serves as a roadmap, so if it serves as a roadmap, then what does it do? It acts as a management and financial blueprint for starting an event. Company and for profitable operation after the company is established. It explains the functioning of business along with company details such as services offered, clients, marketing strategy, human resources, infrastructure requirement, supplies, financial, etc. Broadly, after developing a business plan, it involves conceptualization and documentation of the final plan. It usually covers the overview of the event company, proposed business structure, services to be offered, anticipated clients, competition, its competitive advantage, and relevant financial information to ascertain the viability of the business. The business plan comprises of the following components. First one, executive summary. It is the summation of all the elements and should be written once the document is completed. Second one, company summary. It comprises of snapshots of the company. That is the scope of the work, type of the business, owners, business expectation, and recent sale or growth, if any has been done. Product and service section. This covers the services offered by the event company, thus highlighting its area of specialization to the prospective clients. Next one is industry and market. Analysis share the detail of the market segment targeted by the company, including customer segmentation, their needs, and a snapshot of competitive threats. Next comes your strategy and implementation. This section covers company-specific strategy in line with market dynamics, including the short and long-term implementation strategy. Marketing plan. Now see how many things are involved in a simple business plan. Then comes your marketing plan. This provides the detail of pricing, communication, promotions, and distribution of services offered by the marketing plan के बाद आपका आएगा operations plan. It is a process backbone of the day-to-day operations. This section always also includes the standard operating procedures, what we call it as SOPs, for various activities in the event company. The section on management team, it provides the information about the company's administration, senior functional members, and partners, including their background and experience. Financial summary. This covers the details of the sales forecast, cost overheads, balance sheets, and profit loss accounts spread over a short term. Maybe you can call it as 1 or 2 years, and medium to long term, maybe 4 to 5 years, depending upon the position of the company. Cash flow projections are an integral part of financial survey. पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? What is the benefit of a business plan? The advantages of writing a business plan are it provides an integrated view of the business. A business plan is an integrated document comprising of various aspects of the business, including analysis of the event industry, client base, details of event service, vendors for regular supply, marketing plans, etc. A good business plan must ensure that all these aspects are synchronized with each other to achieve the desired goal. Determines the financial requirement. This includes capital requirement, sources of finance, and the predicted timeline to reach the break-even point. Then comes your capital generation. पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? A comprehensive business plan is created to convince investors to invest in a new venture or to move the business to the next level. Banks and investment funds often use the business plan to periodically monitor the progress of the business. Then comes directing employees. A business plan is also used as a means to inform, motivate employees about the objectives of the company. Next one is informing strategic partners. Strategic partners can also understand the company by studying its business plan. It may also be used as the basis for getting approvals from the company board and shareholders. Recruiting senior level management. Business plan acquaints the senior level management about the company's objective and strategy along with their role. Departmental use. Departments within the company may use the business plan as the starting point for preparing the detailed marketing plan or human resource policy. And then comes the long-term planning. A business plan is used as a platform to test future scenarios, assessment of current activities or near-term goals should be in line with the original strategy of the event company. This understanding is beneficial for long-term planning of the किसी भी चीज को आप प्लान कर रहे हो तो सोचिए उसमें कितने सारे कंपोनेंट हैं। ये नहीं है कि आपने सिर्फ एक इवेंट करवाया और आपने कहा कि आई कैन नॉट कंटिन्यू और वी शुड नहीं होता। व्हेन यू आर थिंकिंग ऑफ डूइंग समथिंग बिग, एवरीथिंग हैज टू बी प्लान्ड इन राइट मैनर। नाउ द क्वेश्चन अराइजेस, ये जो आपने बिजनेस प्लान बनाया ये किसके काम के लिए है? क्योंकि आपका क्लाइंट तो ये सब करेगा नहीं, ना उसे पढ़ेगा, ना उसको कोई इंटरेस्ट है उस पढ़ने में। उसको तो सिर्फ इतना मतलब चाहिए कि आप उसके लिए क्या कर सकते हो, उसको उस पैसे में क्या क्या फायदा दे सकते हो और आप अपने इवेंट को कैसे बेटर बना सकते तो अब ये सवाल है, who leads a business? A business plan serves two purposes. It acts as an integral guide for the insiders, यानी कि company, and it is an external statement of purpose for the outsiders. अब आप ये कहेंगे इंसाइडर और आउटसाइडर में क्या डिफरेंस है? इन्वेस्टर एंड लेंडर्स, अब देखिए, in many cases the first outside reader of a business plan are its potential investors interested in investing in the company. That is, some funding agencies, commercial banks, private investment funds, development funds, etc. Now, बहुत छोटी सी बात है, मैं आपको इसको भी आप ही के एग्जाम्पल से समझा देता हूँ। आपको 1 लाख रुपए का लोन लेना है तो आप किससे लेंगे? बैंक से ही लेंगे। जब आप बैंक के पास जाएंगे तो बैंक आपसे क्या चीज मांगेगी कि भैया एक तो अपना आधार कार्ड दे दो, अपना इनकम टैक्स कार्ड दे दो, नंबर, तीसरा अपनी फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट। तो अगर कोई बड़ी कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट करना चाह रहा है तो सबसे पहले वो आपसे आपकी पोजीशन पूछेगा। The competitive advantage of an organization should be well stated and supplemented with financial data such as return on investment and break-even. Management team. The core management team should be closely involved in the preparation and revision of business plan. The business plan should forecast problems likely to be faced by the company along with the solution. The financial section of the plan should be reviewed and revised periodically to monitor the progress. वही वाली बात, ये बिजली आज से 10 साल पहले 2 रुपए यूनिट मिल रही थी, आज वो 80 रुपए यूनिट मिल रही है। तो जो प्लान हमने 10 साल पहले बनाया था वो प्लान आज की तारीख में एप्लीकेबल नहीं है। तो वी हैव टू चेंज दैट मीन्स हु इज गोइंग टू टेक द डिसीजन फॉर दैट? मैनेजमेंट। Supplier and vendors. An established company ensures favorable payment terms with its supplier, while a startup company may prefer flexible payment terms, as a company is still seeking the financial stability. What are the steps in preparing a plan for an event management company? First one, assessing the situation. Second one, setting goals and objectives. Third one, crafting business strategies. Fourth one, writing a business plan. Fifth one, financial assessment and writing. And the sixth one is monitoring the process. If we talk about setting goals and objectives, so what we will do in that, why it is required. Environmental assessment forms the basis of formulation of the objectives of an event goal. Objectives are written in broader qualitative terms. That means, for example, the business must achieve higher market share by 2024. Goals, on the other hand, are more specific and can be quantified. For example, the event company should increase its profit by 15% every year for the next 3 years. Objective and goals vary from company to company and are usually based on the different aspects of the business like market share, event service, branding, marketing, customer service, and finance, many more. The third one is crafting business strategies, how to make that. After setting the objectives and goal of an event company, the entrepreneur must formulate the strategy to achieve them. For example, an entrepreneur could develop a different public relation strategy to achieve the company's objective of gaining 40% मार्केट शेयर इन अ स्पोर्ट्स टीम। तो भाई उसने कोई तो एक ऐसा क्राइटेरिया क्राफ्ट किया हो। नाउ राइटिंग अ बिजनेस प्लान, आपने ऊपर के 3 स्टेप कर लिए। फोर्थ स्टेप इज थोरो नॉलेज एंड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द इवेंट इंडस्ट्री are essential for a well-written business plan document. This plan highlights all the aspects covered so far. Additionally, vision and mission, monitoring and evaluation of the business plan, sub-plans for critical sectors such as marketing, operations, human resource, information system, etc. are included. ये pure management है. Step 5 is financial assessment and writing. The most difficult step in the process of making a business plan is the financial assessment of the business. Financial assessment is necessary as it acts as a benchmark for monitoring and evaluation later. Standard business templates can be used to prepare the financial plan for the company. For the same, entrepreneur also prefer availing the services of an accountant. Then comes here monitoring the process. To monitor the process of setting up a company, action plan, monitoring systems and constant feedback should integrate into the business plan. Periodic monitoring ensures implementation of the action plan in line with objectives of the company. Then comes format and organization of a business plan. It should cover now the thing is that how to format an organization of a business. First of all, it should have cover page, table of contents, number of pages, page margin. I will tell you how it is performed, but these are the things which have to be kept in mind when we are making. Font type and size, contact information, appendix, paper quality, editing, binding, and overall documentation presentation. Now I will tell you how this all is placed. We will start with cover page. Every business plan must have a detailed cover page. The cover page is the first impression of the event to its readers. It should look lucrative and professional. A well-crafted cover page is enough to attract the attention of financiers who receive numerous plans every day. Suitable graphics also make the cover page attractive. What is the second one is table of contents. This is a quick and an easy way to identify different sections of the document. The table of content should enlist all the sections and subsections for better understanding. Third one is number of pages. How many pages it should consist of. Keep the plan short and crisp. A business plan usually works best when it is limited to 15 or 20 pages. It also should not exceed beyond 25 to 30 pages. Page number of every section should be given in the table of contents. Page margin. The document should have wide page margins so that the reader can note down his or her comments and questions. Font type and font size. जी सर.
रात के टाइम में कोई मिला था अपना चुपचाप
Sir, continue.
Okay, sir. Contact information. The document. I was talking about the font size and type. Font selected should be professional and native. Font must normally what we use is that is Times Roman or Times New Roman, Garamond or Calibri. Should be used for preparing the document. Font size should neither be too large or not too small. It should be taken as 18 or 20 as the content is. Contact information. It should have this information correct and up to date. That is the name, contact person, his phone number, email address. Everything has to be thrown up in the business plan. Then comes the appendix one. This may include samples of advertisement, marketing, material, and any other information that aids the presentation of your plan. Terms and acronyms which are not commonly used should be written in the document. Paper quality. Good quality paper should be used. The document should be printed on single side of the paper. Editing. Be certain to edit the document carefully. Spelling mistakes and grammatical errors do not make a good impression. Binding. Binding the document so that it lies flat when opened. It should open like from bottom to overall documentation presentation. The document should neither be overdone with expensive binders, etc., nor it should look cheap and messy. This can doubt about the substance of the document among those reading it. Now the question arises after doing this much of exercise and practices. Why do some startup event companies fail? Failure to create a large clientele base. Often entrepreneurs get busy with organizational events for initially acquired clients and forget approaching new ones, thus affecting the business when regular clients are not availing the services. Poor management skills. Poor management is one of the main basic reasons for the company's downfall. There is a big difference between being a good event planner and being a good entrepreneur. That is, providing services to customers. New business owners often lack relevant business and management skills essential for running a business. Undercharging. Never undercharge with an assumption that it will help to create a large client base. Do not set prices so low that at the end of the project there is no profit after investing time and effort in organizing the event. Then comes your insufficient capital. Insufficient operating funds often lead to business failure. Entrepreneurs underestimate or overestimate the investment needed. resulting in forced termination of the work. Location. Now see, there are how many factors are there why a company fails. Location. A good business location is critical to the success of a business and may enable a struggling business to ultimately survive and thrive, while a poor location could result in the downfall or even a best managed enterprise. Overexpansion. Overexpansion often happens when business owners confuse success with the rate of business expansion. It is often a cause of failure and bankruptcy. Focus on slow and steady growth is advised. Then comes your disorganization. Clients hire an event company to organize for them. A disorganized office can leave a bad impression. It is also important that necessary equipment and processes are at the fingerprints of the event manager, as it will have confidence to the client. The basic your penetration in this time of the condition, the digital era, no website. These days, a business website is one of the most basic requirements of any company. Every business should have a professional and well-designed website that provides users easy access to information related to the business and its services. After going through these different terms, why a startup event company fails, I'm just concluding these points once again, the basic points. A company fails due to thinking of creating large clientele base. Second one is poor management skills. Third one is undercharging. Fourth one is insufficient capital. Fifth, location. Sixth, overexpansion. Seventh, disorganization among the people. And seventh is no website. These are the reasons, some of the reasons why the event company fails at the startup stage. Now, we move to Unit 11, that is managing an event management company. What is the life cycle of an organization? Any organization, including an event company, undergoes changes in its conceptual and structural dimensions over a period of time, which presents challenges to the entrepreneur. An entrepreneur will be able to better understand these changes if he or she has the knowledge of five stages of the organization's life cycle. Each stage has its own conceptual variation, and they result in observable changes in the structure and vision of the company. What are the life stages of the life cycle? First one is entrepreneurial stage. This is the conceptual stage where the entrepreneur finalizes his or her business idea, designs the business plan, raises capital, and starts a business. Success at this stage depends on the ability of the entrepreneur to identify the right business opportunity, followed by the accuracy of the market research, uniqueness of the idea, explicitly identified services, properly estimated budgets, and financial projections and projects. Then comes your phase two, that is expansion and growth. As the business expands, the EMC generates more revenue, services are developed, workforce is hired, and so on. More business opportunities are capitalized at this stage, often resulting in radical increase in personal strength and resources. At this stage, An organization is geared towards maximizing its services and sales opportunity or capacity. Third stage is consolidation. What you have achieved, stay at that. During the consolidation stage, the event company establishes its market presence and focus shifts to cost control, productivity, and profits. Often, in spite of sizable market share and a strong financial base, organization experience stagnation. This stage is marked by stability and by a slight slowdown to avoid the decline of the organization. At this stage, various actions are undertaken to renew its growth, including introduction of new services. This stage is also referred as diversification stage. Stage 4 is the decline. An organization enters the decline phase when it experiences continuous reduction in resources and revenue over a long period of time. This decline can occur after any growth stage, not necessarily after consolidation stage, but it is often too late to recover from it, as early signs are often mistaken to be temporary. In this stage, it is not just sales and profits that drop, but company hiring drops too. Furthermore, demand of company's product or services decreases. Successful ventures do not experience the decline stage in their organization's life cycle. Or in other words, a successful EMC will consolidate and then continue to grow in terms of sales and profits. Production and operations management. An EMC caters to the need of customers by providing services, and the process creates value of customers by organizing successful events. Process is that if we talk in terms of input and output, so input is the labor, capital, raw material. It is being transformed, that means it is being used, so that is the conversion stage. And then what we have done, what we have planned, what are the resources we have used, then the output comes. If we talk about production, production is a process of transforming raw materials, that is inputs, into the desired service outputs by adding economic value. It requires effective planning and controlling of all parameters of the production to achieve the desired results, thereby creating value for the customers. The steps which are involved in the production technique in the event industry are: if we talk in terms of system, that is community festival, what will be the input in that? It will be the decor, food, cultural event, other elements. Conversion, what will we do? Conversion, in what form the conversion will be? It will be the cultural event and the festival celebration. And what will be the output which is desired? That is satisfied customer. If we talk in terms of conference, workshop, or seminar, the input will be students, speakers, technical arrangements. Conversion, what will be happening over there? Knowledge and skill transfer will be there. And what will be the output? Informed students. Operations management. To organize satisfactory event for customers, it is essential for an event company to do the following: that is, identify customer needs to provide desired services. Secondly, prepare a list of desired raw materials After customers meet, thirdly, engage internal and external vendors to uh, create supply chain for raw materials and finished goods between vendors, production facility, and customers. Next part is marketing management. A person who sells goods and services in lieu of payment is known as a seller, and a person who purchases these goods or services is a buyer. A setup in which two or more parties are involved in the process of buying and selling is called a market. According to Kotler, marketing is satisfying the needs and wants through an exchange process. It is very important to have a competitive market system with multiple buyers and sellers to enable better and advanced quality of the various event services. To deal with the concept of STP was developed. First, S is segmentation, T is targeting, and P is positioning. What is meant by market segmentation? This refers to grouping into small segments of customers having similar demands and preferences. Some customers may be segregated into segments on the basis of their economic status or social and cultural factors. After market segmentation, the event manager selects one or more of these two segments based on attractiveness of the segment and other considerations. Developing marketing strategies and promotional plans in accordance with identified market segments and services offered by the companies is termed as targeting. Once the event manager completes the process of targeting, segmentation has been done, targeting has been done. Then the process of positioning starts. Positioning is a process of establishing and communicating the key benefits of the event to the market. You need to check if the choice of the event was appropriate and whether it was positioned correctly with respect to the services offered by the competitors. Marketing mix is basically four P's. It is a combination of several concepts and ideas to formulate final strategies helpful in making a brand or service popular to promote it amongst the masses. These four P's are product or services, place, promotion, price. If we talk about product or services, that is event venue, quality of food, quality of entertainment, cleanliness of the venue. If we talk in terms of place, it is ticket sellers, tour wholesalers, tourist information offices, venue. Price, cost of ticket, cost of travel, time taken to travel, and other conveniences. And promotion includes advertising, public relation, and sales promotion. The five C's of an event. According to Gore and Segay, marketing and managing of events involve the use of following five C's. That is conceptualization, costing, canvassing, customization of an event concept, and carrying out. If we talk about conceptualization, that is creative idea to create the desired ambience. Costing means it involves calculation of production cost and safety margins. Third one is canvassing. For clients, sponsors, target audience, customers, followed by networking. Customization of the event concept is the concept which is to customize based or customers' need marketing objectives according to the brand, personality, budgets, etc. Then comes the fifth C, that is the carrying cost. It is the execution of the event according to the final concept. The five C's, as discussed, though linked to each other, may not follow the above sequence. This is due to a complex interaction between the five C's before the carry-out stage. During the conceptualization phase, the initial concept undergoes several modifications before finalizing the concept. This process is known as event design. Market service-based companies are the key success factors. Clearly articulated positioning strategy. After finalizing the positioning strategy, it is necessary to convey the same to the employees and customers. Then comes your emphasis on quality. To develop to the needs and specifications of users and ensuring best quality, both at the time of making as well as at the time of execution. Customer retention. It is always beneficial for the events business to retain existing customers along with making new ones, collecting and using customer data. Most service firms collect necessary customer data for operations and accounting. Then comes your resources. There is a close relation between marketing, operations, and human resources. Proper integration and coordination between these functions is the key to the success because these are the departments which are working together, soliciting feedback from customers and employees. This feedback from customers helps to evaluate the event, including its positives and the area that requires improvement. And last but not the least is the top management committee. Top management is the main decision-making body in any company and affects all the employees from senior level to the entry level. Management ensures that the operations of the organization are in line with the vision. Then comes your human resource management. According to Dassler, human resource management is the process of acquiring, training, appraising, and compensating employees, and of attending to their labor relations, health and safety, and fairness concerns. Human resource development, that is HRD, is a subfield under HRD. It is a process of enabling and empowering human resource in an organization. What are the components which are covered in HRD? Manpower planning. In small scale sector, manpower planning is usually one man show or a group decision for allocation of responsibility to the person. Usually EMCs determine the manpower requirement for specific position and assign roles to each employee after careful analysis of policies and goals. Recruitment, selection and placement. Recruitment is the process of searching for adequate number of applicants for the job. The process of recruitment must begin with a clear specification or understanding of manpower needs. During the recruitment process, the HR manager prepares the job description and job specification for the vacant post. Job description is the formal description of employee's responsibilities, while job specification lists the education, training, experience, and other skills which are required by the incumbent to perform the job successfully. Then comes the selection procedure. It is a process of gathering information, for the purpose of evaluating and finalize the candidate for short and long-term appointment as desired by the candidate and the organization because that is a mutual consent. Placement refers to assigning rank and responsibility to the selected candidates. Event managers may also hire volunteers or contract staff for events. Companies are doing it because they have different benefits and everything has benefit and limitation. Now the thing is that how compensation takes place. Employee compensation is the payment made to the workers in exchange for their labor. It is closely associated with the employee satisfaction as well. Motivation. Motivation is derived from the word motive, which means need, desire, want, drive of an individual. Motivation stimulates or energizes and enables people to achieve goals, be it individual goals or organizational goals. The most important thing which is required is the way one communicates. That is communication. It is well understood that the process of passing any information from one person to another with the aid of a medium is called communication. The process of communication involves the sender who sends the information to the receiver who responds accordingly. Total quality management (TQM), the most important component which is required because this is something which is related to the quality. TQM is a management approach to long-term success through customer satisfaction. TQM can be summarized as management system for a customized, focused organization that involves all employees towards continual improvement. There is no single path to achieve total quality management within an organization because all organizations have their own culture, people, and technologies. The guidelines which are used includes customer, it should be customer focused. Customer is God is the thumb rule to be followed. Customer ultimately determines the level of quality. What must also be understood is that like the external customers are served by the internal customers, that is, employees. Total employee model, that means it is basically a teamwork. Everyone is involved from level 0 to level 1. All employees work together towards common goal. Total employee commitment can be achieved if the management is liable to provide an enabling work environment to its employees. Then comes your process center. A process is a series of steps that inputs from suppliers that are transformed into outputs that are delivered to customers. Then comes your leadership commitment. Leadership in an organization must be committed to continuous improvement. This commitment must be visible throughout all types, all layers of the management. Integrated system. TQM focuses on the interconnectivity between various departments. Research is human resource, production, quality, and your supply chain. These all departments work and they understand the vision, mission, and guiding principles, as well as the quality policies, objectives, and critical processes of an organization. Strategic and systematic approach. Strategic planning or strategic management includes formulation of the strategic plan, integrating quality as a core component. Then comes your continual improvement. This TQM is basically a continuous quality improvement cycle. It is a continuous process of improvement. Continual improvement derives an organization to be both analytical and creative. And for this, we should have training and development. Through training, management assures that employees have necessary skills and technical knowledge to perform their job effectively. And after that comes recognition and awards. After achieving a goal or successfully completing a difficult or important task, giving recognition encourages further participation by the employee and motivates others to perform. Then comes business ethics. Business ethics are important because of the following reasons. First one is satisfying basic human needs. Being fair, honest, and ethical is one of the basic human needs. Second one is creating credibility. An organization that is believed to be driven by moral values is respected in society. The perception is held far and wide even by those who are not involved with the organization. Uniting people and leadership. Uniting people within an organization goes a long way towards achievement of one common goal or vision. But this is a team. Improved decision making. All decisions are driven by values. For example, an organization does not value its employees, will not cater to the needs of its employees, resulting in dissatisfaction. Then comes your long-term gains. Organizations guided by ethics and values are profitable in long term. So, in the short term, they may seem to lose. Securing the society. Often ethics succeed law in safeguarding the society. The law machinery is often found acting as a mute spectator in the endeavor to save the society and the environment. Now we move to the most important unit, that is Unit 12, Financial Management. The key function, finance, service, marketing, and human resource management of an event company are inseparable and interlinked. Among all these functions, decisions related to finance are crucial, and it is advisable that the entrepreneur must have a basic understanding of accounts and finances. Financial management is not only about raising finance for running a business, but it is also managing it properly. What are what is meant by financial management and what are its functions? Financial management is a managerial activity concerning the finances of a firm. It involves planning, organizing, directing, and controlling financial activities such as procurement and utilization of funds in an enterprise. Event manager commonly use the following terms. Expenses. This is what is used in event industry. Expenses. They are everyday running costs of a business and its events. Profit is the money earned from business activity after subtracting all the expenses. Revenue. It is the income which a business earns from its events. Gross profit is company's remaining profit after subtracting revenue from operating expenses. Example, resources, labor, etc. What is net profit? It is the company's remaining profit after subtracting revenue from the total expenses. And this includes expenses addition to the operating costs. That is taxes, rent, mortgage, government fees, etc. Fixed expenses are the expenses that must be paid for regardless of whether an event is organized or not. That is wages. Variable expenses. These are directly proportional to the event revenue. Variable expenses increase or decrease with the increase or decrease in income. Capital. This is the money or assets owned or utilized in business by a person or an enterprise. Overheads are direct costs which cannot be directly associated with the service. For example, taxes or office rent, which is not directly related to the cost of the organizing events. What are the functions of financial management? To estimate or to find the estimate of capital requirement. What is how much money is required? A finance manager must estimate the event's company capital requirement. It will depend on expected costs, profits, future programs, and policies of the company. Determination of the capital composition. ऐसा चाहिए तो उसका breakup. Once estimated, the capital structure should be decided. This involves short-term and long-term debt equity analysis. This will depend upon the proposition of equity capital possessed by a company and additional funds which have to be raised from outside. What is next comes the choice of source of the funds. For additional funds to be procured, a company has various choices, such as issues of shares and debentures, loans to be taken from the banks and financial institutions, and public deposits to be drawn in favor of bonds. Investment of funds. A finance manager has to allocate funds into the profitable ventures so that there is a safety in investment and regular returns are possible. Disposal of surplus, the most important. This can be done by two ways, that is, dividend declaration, which includes identifying the rate of dividends and other benefits like bonuses and retained profits. The value has to be decided, which will be depend upon expansion, innovation, diversification plans of the company. Management of cash. Cash is required for various purposes like payment of wages and salaries, payment of electricity and water bills, meeting current liabilities, maintenance of enough stock, purchase of raw materials, etc. Then comes financial control. The finance manager not only plans, procures, and utilizes funds, but he also has to exercise control over the finances. This can be done using various techniques like ratio analysis, financial forecasting, cost and profit control, and others. What are the different types of finances? Business enterprise requires funds to meet different requirements. All financial needs of a business can be grouped into three categories. First term is short. Short-term finance needs arise for a short period of time, that is money, with repayment period is 1 year or less. It covers storage of working capital. Expenses are also met through the client, merchandising, sponsorship, advertising, etc. for a particular event. Then comes your median which time period will increase. That will be between 1 to 5 years. and this is mainly used to finance equipment, business expansion, and development of new products. The third one is long-term. Long-term schemes are those which maturity period of 5 years and more. This type of finance is used to fund the purchase of assets such as business itself, land, building, plant, or machinery, which will directly or indirectly contribute to profit over several years. Raising funds. Business requires finance for everyday functions such as paying suppliers and for long-term requirements like purchasing land or expensive equipment. What are the different sources of finance? There are many ways of financing a business, both when it is starting as a part of ongoing development. Generally, funds can be raised from two sources. The first one is internal and second one is the external. Internal source of finance are entrepreneurs' own saving or capital which can be invested. Sources of internal finance are owners' capital, that is, owners' saving invested in a business. Secondly, personal loans from provident fund, LIC policy, etc. If we talk about the external source, private sectors offers financial aid to raise funds externally for starting an event organization. Private sources, sector sources of finance are bank loans, lease, supplier trade credit, sub- customers advances, and sponsors. Then comes projected financial statements. At the end of a business plan is the financial plan section. This section determines the viability of a business idea and its likelihood of attracting investors. A monthly budget for the first 6 to 12 months to be prepared for a startup event. A financial projections is required for the following reasons: establish the profit potential of a business supported by reasonable assumptions, determine the company's capital requirement and its utilization, demonstrate how the business will generate cash to operate and repay loans, regularly monitor business activity and follow the estimated budget. Basically, a financial plan consists of three financial statements. First one is income statement that includes projected profit and loss accounts. Second one is cash flow projection and break-even point. And the third one is balance sheets. Balance sheet का नाम तो मेरे ख्याल से सबने सुना होगा. But these two things are also required. Financial statement is formal documentation of the financial activities and consists of details of investment and expenses of an organization. It is the position of the business or the person. We take up an example of expenses of brand promotion. Yes, please. आपका क्या क्वेश्चन है? We take up an example, expenses of the brand promotion cost, which have been divided into two things, startup expenses and the operating expenses. If you talk about the startup expenses, these are the one-time expense incurred at the start of the business. And your operating expenses are recurring costs of keeping a business running. In the expenditure table, the operating expenses are given only for 1, and the total must be multiplied by 12 to estimate the annual operating cost. Grand total of the startup and the operating expenses is the complete cost of starting the business. That means we can say take up an example of that is the business registration fee is 10,000, business licensing and permit is 50,000, and your rent deposit is 50,000, and your down payment on property is 2 lakhs. So when we add up all this, the expenditure is up at the tune of 3 lakh 10,000. Now if we talk about the operating expenses, that includes salaries, rent or mortgage payment, telecommunication, that is the mobile expenses, raw material, transportation, promotion, loan repayment, office supplies, maintenance. This is for 1 month. That means total operating cost is around 2 lakh 80. So for 12 months it will be 33 lakhs 60,000. That means your total expenditure will be 33,000, 33 lakh 60,000 and 3 lakh 10,000, which comes out to be 36 lakhs 70,000. Then comes your income statement and profit or loss statement. The income statement gives an overview of an organization's revenue, business, and profit of a particular time period. Income statement is essential as it determines the past and future performance of the company. Net profit or net loss can be evaluated as revenue minus expenses. In a business, income statement is generated frequently, monthly for the first year. To prepare the income statement for brand promotion company, following 4 sections are used. That is the revenue, expenses, net profit, and balance money, which is carried forward next each month. Cash flow projections. Cash flow projection in a financial statement is that shows how changes in balance sheet and income statement affects cash and cash equivalents. This projection helps determine the money available for operations, investment, and other financial activities. Cash flow statement. It records a company's cash transaction during a given period. It shows whether all those profits booked in the common income statement have actually been collected. Cash flow statement is different from cash flow projection. Cash flow statement is used to determine cash flow of a business for a particular time period. However, cash flow projection refers to predicting the cash flow in future. Then comes your balance sheet. Balance sheet is the last financial statement included in the financial plan of a business proposal. It reflects the net worth of the business of a particular time period, and it summarizes the financial data of a business into 3 categories. First one is the assets are tangible objects of financial value and that are owned by a company. Secondly, a liability is a debt which is owned by a creditor of the company. And the third one is equity. It is the net difference when the total liabilities are subtracted from the total assets. For the purpose of your business plan, balance sheet summarizes information given in the income statement and cash flow projections. Typically, a business prepares its balance sheet once in a year. The relationship between assets, liabilities, and equity is expressed as a relation. Asset is equal to liabilities plus equity. Now comes break-even analysis. This is an analysis which determines at which revenue received equals the cost associated with receiving the revenue. Or rather, we can say that a position where there is no profit or no loss condition occurs. To understand break-even analysis, it is important to understand the following terms: the selling price. It is the price at which the entrepreneur sells the company services to the client. Second one is fixed cost. This is the cost which remains unchanged. That is the rent, insurance, utilities, etc. These values are going to change. Third one is variable cost. These are the costs that are depending on the entrepreneur's ability to negotiate. And examples are raw material cost, direct labor, etc. Contribution margin is just the difference between selling price and the variable cost. Now to calculate the break-even point, we can use a relation between fixed cost and contribution margin. It is basically this contribution margin is selling price minus variable cost. So in all we can say that break-even point is the ratio of fixed assets to the difference of selling price and variable cost. Now, what are the different profitability ratios which are to be included in the plan? First one is net profit ratio. It indicates the relationship between net profit and sales. Rather, we can say that it is a ratio of net profit to sales turnover into 100. Then comes gross profit ratio. This ratio indicates the gross margin on trading, and it is calculated as the ratio of difference of net sales and cost of services sold to net sales. Then comes your operating ratios. Operating ratio is basically includes the sum of cost of goods sold and operating expenses to net sales. Operating profit ratio. It is the ratio of operating profit to net sales into 100. Now the question arises how we get operating profit. Operating profit is sum of net profit plus non-operating expenses minus non-operating income. Your expenses ratio is this indicates the relationship between various expenses and net sales. The ratio can be calculated for individual item or group of items. Lower the ratio, greater is the profitability and vice versa. Then comes your return on capital. This ratio is an indicator of the earnings capacity of the capital employed in the business. Capital employed includes not only equity share capital but also fixed liabilities, which includes capital reserves, revenue reserves, undistributed profit. The return on capital can be calculated as the ratio of net profit per year to capital employed into 100. And your net profit includes tangible and intangible assets, current assets minus current liabilities. With this, we have concluded or completed this course. With this, I will be concluding this session. From my side, BHC-11 has been completed. Vanshika, do you have any question?
No, sir.
So you joined at the later half. Your class was scheduled for, huh?
सर मैं भूल गई थी एक्चुअली.
Okay. You joined at the very last moment because right now I will be concluding this session.
ओके सर.
Okay.
ओके सर.
Bye bye. If you have any problem, let me know. I will be coming after 14 days.
ओके सर, आई विल रीजॉइन आफ्टर 40 days.
No, 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 no. You have your classes regular. You have the timetable. Join that. But I will be coming on 31st of this month.
ओके सर.
Meanwhile, day after tomorrow, you will be having BSc 12,
यस सर.
and don't skip the classes.
ओके सर.
It will be beneficial because you are doing your studies. You can ask your questions to the
यस.
counselors, and they can provide you the best what you need.
यस सर.
Okay.
ओके सर. थैंक यू सर.
Thank you.